All right, so you know who I am, how I got here, what it is I'm doing with Szabó Services, and you may be even slightly interested, just the littlest, tiniest bit of curiosity. That's all it takes. That's where we start. I don't ask for people to be all in before they even experience the services, okay? So know that my onboarding is super slow, super relationship building. And as we go through it, there's no hard sell and there's no tough close, right? Either I demonstrate my skills and you say, yeah, I want more of that. Like, I don't ever want to be without that. Or I demonstrate my skills and you're like, yeah, you're cool and all, but like, I just don't get it. It just doesn't jive for me. Either way is fine. Truly, this is where we start, is figuring out who my partners are, who are my people that light up with what I offer. Okay. So the first step is actually figuring out if we're a fit. And that starts with a discovery call. I do the heavy majority of my coaching over the phone. It is far more convenient. People are out there living their lives in between sales calls. You can park in a parking lot, call me. You can step out from your family in between events, take the kids to a soccer ground, go back to the car and call. It's much easier than expecting everyone to get into my office regularly. So all my coaching happens over the phone. And the first call is an hour of getting to know each other. Who are you and why are you here? Who am I and why am I here? And is there a shared space that opens up that we actually want to step into together? For your particular office, this might just mean, hey, here's the goals that have been laid out. Here's what I think I can do. And I'm really curious, if I were to pay you, Sarah, could I do more than this, right? Like, is there a return on investing in you? That's the real question, right? And we try to figure that out together. If there's not chemistry, if there's not interest, there's no force. It's just like, okay, let's find you a coach that's going to light you up. But if we jive and you're like, wow, I feel really good after hanging up the phone with her. I feel like my energy's lighter. I feel like I really can go back out there and prospect harder and close more sales, then you're going to I want to talk to her again. So if the discovery call goes well and we have nice chemistry, then we move to a first session free. This is something you won't see on my website, but it is my standard practice. I invite people to try 1 full hour session without paying because I truly believe in myself and my ability to deliver, but also believe that they should actually receive these services before knowing if they want to pay for them. Since it isn't intangible, I don't expect people to pull out their credit card and hope that I can do a good job. Instead, I'm like, let's do this. Let me show you what I can do. And if that's something you want to continue paying for, then that's when you start paying, is after the first session free. It's 2 free hours of coaching before there's any ask for payment or anything. So beyond that, if you want to work together, what we do is decide if you want to just randomly schedule calls, which I do not advise for anyone that has goals, but I am available, if someone just wants to wait and see. But if you have a goal, then I'm going to advise that you do at least 2 calls a month. And we set those up with just an auto subscription where, you're going to get charged on the same day every month. And then you just go to my Calendly and set up those 2 coaching calls. And we show up in that space on the phone and we make it our own. I work really hard to craft a space that works for you. And so those calls really are going to be what you need. Really, the thing I hear most often is like, wow, this is exactly what I needed today. And it took me a while to get used to hearing that because I was like, why do you say that like it's a coincidence? I'm working really hard at identifying and delivering exactly what you need today. And what I learned is that people don't always know what it is they need. That's the coach's job. And I was doing a good job at it. Right? So what we do is we get on the phone, I meet you where you're at, and I recharge you, refocus you. You get clarity, you get confidence, you get energy back. You can resolve any issues that have been hanging out there. And then you go back up to the plate and swing again. I like 2 calls a month. It doesn't mean that I'm not flexible. So it could be more or less, but there's no long-term contract. It's okay. We're on auto subscribe. And your charge for 2 calls came out and you scheduled 2 calls this month. If you still want to be doing it next month, then we'll do it again. If at any point you're like, ooh, something came up and my car is in the shop and blah, blah, blah. Cool. Cancel it, right? Pause the subscription. No big deal. I'll be here when you're ready again. Still full flexibility, full control, but we do have the convenience of the subscription so that waiting on me to send invoices is never fun because they don't motivate me. And that's how it works. It's that simple. I also have some events, some small group gatherings. We can talk about those in another issue. But if you've gotten this far in these 3 parts of the video and you're like, okay, yeah, I actually want to do this discovery call, then awesome. I'm super excited to get on the phone with you and hear about your journey and your career and your goals and what it is that you want support for on that path to those goals. Okay, so saboservices.com, S as in Sam, Z as in zebra, ABO, services with an S at the end, .com, and there's a little floating button for book your free discovery call that'll take you to Calendly, so you can pick it. I am very cool with rescheduling and canceling because life happens. Remember, I show up on the human side of business coaching. So if anything changes, just change it. And I'll see you on the discovery call to figure out if we are a good fit for supporting you on your journey to make more money. Thank you guys. I'll see you on the other side.